Okay, so then bringing it back around to today and this partnership with Public Habit, we're really excited to be launching 3 pieces of your design conception, and I'd love for you to share a little bit about your inspiration for the capsule pieces that we're working on.
Yeah, of course. So I guess just initially, why I was so excited to collaborate with Public Habit, collaborate with you, is really just the way the brand itself approaches fashion, approaches zero waste, the integrity in your supply chain, and really the radical transparency. I mean, those are super major challenges just as a brand, as a brand fiber. And so that was kind of my initial crush on you guys is really just how you bring yourself as a brand. That was super inspiring to me. And then from there, it kind of evolved into, I also was really interested because I had just lived in Seattle for the last year and a half. I thought that was really special. Just like this special nod to get to collaborate with a Seattle-based company. While I did live in Seattle, I never really got to design anything or create something. So I love that I kind of got to now design something that can give a nod to that kind of Seattle sensibility. I think what I loved about Seattle is that you don't think of it as a fashion city, but it is, very forward thinking in so many other ways. Mm-hmm. And so I loved the idea of creating something that, is global, of course, but is also for them, nothing super crazy, nothing super fussy, something, functional, but also proving this point that you don't always have to sacrifice fashion for comfort, which I think Seattle kind of bridges that world a little bit it's a more practical dressing city. So kind of
way of putting it. Very gentle.
Kind of way. So I'm leaning into that challenge of working with that sensibility, but also pushing the agenda a little bit. And also it kind of evolved to, I know the factory that we're working with is in Singapore. And so then I kind of was evolving it to this like East meets West thing and learning more about your customer and realizing it is a very global brand. And kind of then wanting to really champion and elevate the communities that it exists in. So I really am kind of inspired by the people and inspired by those cities, where they're going, what they're doing, how this kind of like makes sense in their life. So I'm always inspired by the communities, how to elevate them as people, and just, you guys have such a close relationship with your customer, and that's just something I also really believe in. And something from a design perspective that I've always been excited to do is I do love more, architecture and kind of these crazier pieces as well, but how to kind of bridge well-made, something that's a bit more architecturally inspired, but also ease and keeping it simple, because that's kind of where the world's at right now. So we're kind of bridging all of these different ideas of we want to be customer focused and customer forward. And we're dressing easier right now. Like the world isn't really needing a ton of ball gowns right now. People are needing to be, taken care of and comfortable, and they're on Zoom calls and they're working from home. And, so also really giving the customer something that they actually, need and can wear, something that's wearable, something that fits their life right now. And also kind of piecing together, the factory and the fabrication was a huge inspiration as well, because we, of course, just due to everything, due to COVID and travel restrictions and everything, we're working with the existing relationship that you have with a factory that makes wool and cashmere. And so we definitely wanted to create pieces that that celebrated the fabric. So they needed to be pieces that could be achieved by wool and cashmere, you know, not competing designs.
Yeah.
So I really once I kind of like got to feel the fabric a little bit, that definitely, you know, got to feel the fabric. That really inspired me as well, just to really, you know, I wanted something that celebrated the fabric. It wasn't competing with it.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a great summary. No, and I think that was, no, it was one of the, when we went over your first mood boards, I was so excited about how wearable and yet special every piece is. And that is what our customer loves. They don't want just the basics. They want that with a twist. They want it to be special and elevated, but fit into their lives. And right now and for the near future, and I don't think it's going anywhere for a while, yeah, things that work, things that are versatile, and things that make us feel confident and special and a little bit unique and a little bit elevated is going to go a long way. And I think you've done a beautiful job, and I'm so excited for everyone to see.
I'm so excited.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today and for introducing yourself and your ethos and your inspiration with our audience. I'm hopeful that we'll do this again soon, but thank you, Cassandra. We're excited to see what comes to life.
Thank you. So good to see you.